Hi all, I'm Ashesh. I'm 25 years old and living in Australia as a temporary resident from last 6 years. I have been recently diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. I was diagnosed on September 2024. I came here in 2018 when I was just 18 years old to pursue my higher education. I did diploma in advanced diploma in information technology and then completed my bachelor's. During that time I did part-time jobs. I was working as a cook, working in hospitality. I met a lot of great people who are now like my family in Australia, and after graduating I got a job in IT. So I was living my dream that I dreamt when I was 18 years old. Everything was perfect. I was physically fit. I was in my best shape. I was eating healthy. Everything was going well. I was doing well in life. And last year, around end of August, last week of August, I started feeling a bit tired. I used to lift every day, go for a run. So suddenly, around last week of August, I couldn't lift as I used to before. I wasn't recovering well. I wasn't eating well. I wasn't that hungry. I was always tired. So I decided to do blood test in September. So I went to GP, did a blood test, and then the next day I got an email from GP saying, asking me to visit to the nearest emergency. So I went to St. George's Cobra, and they did further blood test, and then I found out I have acute lymphoblastic leukemia. It's a type of leukemia where your cells starts. It happens because of the mutation of cells. There is no actual reason why it happens to certain people, but suddenly your cell starts mutating, and then it starts making faulty cells, cancerous cells. So I found out I have leukemia. They started the treatment straight away. It's acute disease, and then it can start spreading pretty quick, so we have to start the treatment straight away. So from that same day I was admitted to hospital, and then we started the treatment. So we started chemotherapy. Initially the plan was to do chemotherapy for 6 cycles and then do the biopsy again. If chemo works, I should be cancer-free after 6 cycles. So we started the treatment. The majority of the cost was covered by my private health insurance. I got support from my friends, my work, and everyone was really helpful. So I went through 5 chemotherapy. It wasn't easy, but with all the help I was getting from work and my close ones made it bearable. So we did 5 cycles and did a biopsy on January to see how the chemotherapy is going. Unfortunately, the chemotherapy that I was doing wasn't doing what it's supposed to do. So now we have to do bone marrow transplant, which is not covered by my private health insurance, as it falls under organ transplant. This is the procedure itself is not really expensive, but the medication and the care involved after the transplant makes it really expensive, and the conditioning before the bone marrow transplant is also expensive. So from now the plan is to do immunotherapy for 28 days, where I'll be under medication for 28 days, and then once we collect the fund and get the slot, and then we'll do a bone marrow transplant. So before I can get a slot for bone marrow transplant, I'll have to make sure that I can afford this treatment, because my insurance doesn't cover it and it has to come from my pocket. As the treatment is really expensive, the hospital wants to make sure that I have enough money to complete the treatment, because by only doing the transplant, it won't fix the issue. I have to take the medication for at least 1 year, and then I will be under care for a long period of time after the transplant. So we have to make sure that we have around 200,000 before we can do the bone marrow transplant, which is why I decided to do this GoFundMe. Asking for help is not easy for me, because I have been independent from a very young age. When I was 18, I came here and then I started doing part-time jobs. I love being independent, but and I'm proud of being independent too. But fighting cancer alone is not possible. It's mentally, physically, and financially draining. It is financially crippling, not just for me, but for my family too. So I have decided to look for help so I can do this transplant and live a healthy life again. So even your small donations can make huge difference to my life. So I'd like to thank everyone who has helped me so far, and anyone who makes any donation or shares this link to their circle. It will make huge impact in my life, and any support means world to me. Thank you.